Okay, guys, I'm here for episode 22 of Revisiting the Rumble, the review series where I revisit every Royal Rumble from 1988 until 2014. But I will take one small minute to mention some breaking news that has happened in the world of wrestling today, and that is that Daniel Bryan has announced he will be retiring due to medical reasons. That's sad, but at least he's made the right decision. In my opinion, anyway. So, anyway, today's episode, Royal Rumble 2009, took place on January the 25th, 2009, from the Joe Louis Arena in Detroit, Michigan. The Royal Rumble was the only show it did not host it up till this point. There were 5 matches on the show, so 25 total stars. Max. Opening contest, ECW Championship match. Jack Swagger versus Matt Hardy. This is when Jack Swagger was undefeated in ECW. And this was Matt Hardy's rematch at the ECW Championship. This is it's a decent match. It's 2.5 stars. Matt hurts his shoulder early in the match. Swagger works over it. The finish comes with Swagger ramming Hardy's arm into the ring post and his head, and it hits the garbage powerbomb, gets the win. So, 2.5 stars. Jack Swagger would go on to lose the ECW Championship to Christian back in April of 2009, if memory serves me. So then we get WWE Women's Championship match. Beth Phoenix versus Molina. This was, Molina had won a 6 Diva Battle Royal to get here. She had also been coming back from an ankle injury. And Beth works over her ankle. Beth works over it. She also uses Molina's ankle as a weapon by ramming her ankle in the back of her head. That's interesting. Molina, though, gets some victory roll type thing and gets the win. It's a 2-star match. It's better than most Diva matches today. But then again, most Diva matches today aren't wrestling matches. And that includes the Divas Revolution, which hasn't been much of a revolution. So then we get the World Heavyweight Championship match. John Cena versus JBL, even though the World Heavyweight Championship is not even the main focus of this match. See, this was the time when Shawn Michaels had to work for JBL because he had lost a lot of money in the economy, or something like that. So he was forced to work for JBL, so he had to make sure JBL won the World Championship. This was a stupid storyline. I mean, I like that the WWE was doing a real world kind of situation, but this was a dumb storyline. So there's a ref bump. Shawn Michaels gets in. He super kicks JBL, and then he super kicks Cena, rolls JBL on top of Cena, but Cena kicks out. And then Cena hits the attitude adjustment and gets the pin. At least with this attitude adjustment, JBL was still groggy from the Sweet Chin music, so it's not like he was not hit by anything else and lost to basically a fireman's carry, but it was still groggy from the Sweet Chin music. Not the best match in the world, but it's 1.5 stars. They had better matches. This is, the whole Shawn Michaels thing really overshadows this. So then we get the WWE Championship match, Jeff Hardy versus Edge. This was at a time when someone was messing around with Jeff Hardy trying to, let's see, they attacked him at they attacked him the day before Survivor Series in a hotel room. They tried to run him off the road, which he didn't press charges on. They tried to burn him with pyrotechnics, again where he didn't press charges on. Because, settle it in a match is the best way to settle being almost murdered by somebody. In 3 different cases, let's just have a match to blow that off. Austin could have just pressed charges against Rikishi and Triple H. But no, we settle this in the ring. See, that's why it's hard to suspend your disbelief in pro wrestling. Anyway, Vicky Guerrero comes down and makes this match a no disqualification match, which basically is only used to set up the finish. Jeff takes Chavo Guerrero out by doing a splash off the table. Vicky interferes. And then Matt Hardy comes out with a chair for some reason that I don't know. For some reason, Matt Hardy comes out with a chair, puts that chair in the ring, goes out, gets another one, has Jeff set up a concerto, and then Matt Hardy swings the chair and hits Jeff Hardy, revealing that he's the guy who was screwing around with his younger brother. Which actually makes sense if you look at it, because some people suspected Christian, some people and all that. Matt made the most sense because of the fact Jeff ended up being the more successful Hardy brother. Jeff ended up being the more successful Hardy brother, I should say. Because, yes, Jeff was a spot monkey, but guess what? That made the company money, so Matt being boring wasn't going to do nothing. This set up the Hardys match at WrestleMania against each other in an Extreme Rules match that needed far more time. But, and then Edge became the WWE Champion, ended Jeff Hardy's one WWE Championship reign at 22 days after Jeff won it. So, yeah. Doesn't that suck? He got the title reign for 3 weeks, and it went right back to the guy he won it from. So then we get the 2009 Royal Rumble, which, well, is a very interesting Rumble because it probably has the most guys that last over half an hour here in this Rumble. Because I think it has at least 5 that do. In fact, I know it has 5 that does it. I know off the top of my head. Rey Mysterio, Triple H, Randy Orton, Chris Jericho. That's 4. So it has at least 4 guys last over half an hour. Ted DiBiase plus Cody Rhodes did too. So that's 6. Undertaker probably lasted close to a half an hour. So that's 7. Not to mention, this Royal Rumble is also the Royal Rumble that's had the most competitors ever in the ring at one time in it. Because at one time in this Royal Rumble, 15 guys were in the ring maximum. 15. That's the closest thing to the entire field being in the Royal Rumble one time you're ever going to get. Is half the field at one time. Now, that probably, some people would say, hurts the Rumble because there's way too many guys in there. But, not in my opinion. But anyway, Rey Mysterio and Shawn Morrison number 1 and 2. Per usual, description box will have the entry order, most eliminations, and longest lasting. Which is very close between Triple H and Mysterio, who's the longest lasting. But I believe Triple H beat Mysterio by 1 minute, but I could be wrong. But
Mysterio was.
I know that 49. I know Mysterio was in for 49 minutes, and I know that Orton, when he won the Royal Rumble, they said it was 48 minutes 27 seconds, and Triple H entered a minute and a half before him. So that would put Triple H at about 50, which is about a minute. Which is about a minute more than Mysterio. So it's one of those two. But yeah, the Final Four is probably the easiest Final Four of any Royal Rumble to remember, as it's Triple H and all 3 members of Legacy. That's it. Triple H eliminates DiBiase and Orton. DiBiase Rhodes. Orton comes up from behind him, eliminates them. And basically meaning, since he had punted Vince McMahon the Monday night before this, he basically ensured that he won't be fired till after WrestleMania, because he had a guaranteed title shot that if he didn't get, lawsuit would happen. Let's see. Not to mention, this also led to Triple H doing a home invasion, and Orton not pressing charges again. For reasons.
What is this?
And because it's wrestling logic.
What is this? The flying permanent thing all over again?
Yeah, the Royal Rumble match I gave 3.5 stars to, because it's not a bad Royal Rumble. Heck, Mike Knox even went close to a half hour in this. Yeah, Mike freaking Knox went close to a half hour in this Royal Rumble.
It was his debut.
And his only Royal Rumble. So, yeah, out of 25 stars, this show gets a 12.5, which makes it a C. An exact C, because it's exactly half of its star rating. So, this will be in the Revisiting Rumble playlist. If you like the video, like button down there, subscribe button down there, and thank you for watching. Bye.